Hello everyone, I'm Tani, Dragon Ball Legends producer. Today, we are bringing you more of the latest Legends news. Unlike last time, there will be a promo code at the end of the show that you can use to receive Chrono Crystals, so be sure to watch to the end. Now then, the Boost Up GT campaign, which heavily features Tag GT characters, is on now. But we have some new events that are sure to hit this campaign up even more. So let's get started. First up is this.
There will be an Ultra Space Time Rush Lite. Since this is the light version, it's not as difficult as the normal Ultra Space Time Rush, meaning it's also easier to obtain all those Rush Medals and Zenkai Rush Medals. Plus, as part of the ongoing Boost Up campaign, Tag GT characters will be the battle bonus characters this time. If you haven't obtained many GT characters, or if you simply haven't been upgrading them, be sure to check out the ongoing Boost Up Raid GT. You can earn summon tickets that make it easier to get GT characters, so be sure to take on the raid as well. There's even a campaign-exclusive exchange shop with Awakening Z-Power for GT characters that can be exchanged with fewer Zenkai Rush Medals than usual. Use it while you can, and make progress on your Zenkai Awakenings. This will be held a bit later, but Full Power Battle is back for the first time in a while. To fit in with the ongoing campaign, the battle bonus characters will be Tag GT characters. These events are more difficult, but if you can clear them, you'll receive great rewards like an honorary title, so we hope you give it a shot using the GT characters you've powered up during the Boost Up GT campaign. We're holding an event from which you can obtain art scores. Arts boosting is important for the full power battle we just discussed, so get as many art scores as you can and power up your character's arts boosts.
That's all for today's event info, so let's finally get to the new character info. We explained the new supporter system in the previous video, and the new supporter characters are finally being released, so we'll be sharing details about them too. But first, check this out.
There you have it! Alongside Dende, who we revealed last time, Yajirobe from episode Saiyan Saga Z is also joining as a supporter, a character that appears during battle to assist you. Yajirobe is well known for using a katana to cut off the tail of Great Ape Vegeta, as well as slash Vegeta from behind in a surprise attack. However, as a supporter, Yajirobe will have the powerful ability to interrupt an opponent's combo. Then Legend Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku is joining the fight from episode Super Baby Saga GT. This is from the scene where Goku returns after training in the Supreme Kai's world in order to defeat Baby. Like you saw in that trailer, Goku will transform into a Golden Great Ape when defeated and perform a counterattack. Let's start with Dende's abilities. Take a look at this.
Are you okay? Good luck!
Alright, time for the details on Dende. Since this is the first supporter, let's go over the basics about supporter levels and stages. We talked about levels in the August video, but supporters will have a stage based on one of 4 level brackets: level 1 to 29, 30 to 59, 60 to 98, or 99. The supporter's illustration will become fancier at each new stage, but their abilities will level up as well. There are 2 important things to remember. At the 3rd stage, which starts at level 60, the illustration will change significantly. But at the 2nd stage, starting at level 30, the support ability will change significantly. If you want to make the most of supporters in battle, then aim for at least level 30. With that in mind, let's talk about Dende's abilities. Dende is a healer supporter that will restore your character's health when it drops below a certain percentage. If an enemy battle member is episode Frieza Saga Z, the recovery amount will increase, so pay attention during matchmaking. If it seems like they'll use a Frieza Saga character, it might be a good time to use Dende. You can see how the support ability changes as the stage increases, but pay attention to stage 2 at level 30. As we said, there are bigger changes to support abilities at stage 2, and for Dende's stage 2, that means the recovery effect can activate an additional time. 30 timer counts after the first activation, Dende can heal your character yet again. Let's look at the support Z ability next. Dende will boost the blast attack and blast defense of ally characters. Keep in mind that you don't need to deploy a supporter in order for their support Z ability to activate. Support Z abilities will boost the stats of battle characters just by having the supporter in your deck. So once you obtain a supporter, remember to put them in your decks. Support Z abilities will also get a significant boost at level 30. If you want your supporters to reach a certain level of power, be sure to aim for level 30 first to give their abilities a big boost. That's all for Dende, so let's move on to Yajirobe. Yajirobe is a supporter with the ability to stop an enemy combo if an enemy battle member is Tag Frieza Force. Once a certain number of timer counts has passed, Yajirobe will interrupt the enemy's attack if they use a Strike Arts. It requires there to be a Tag Frieza Force enemy battle member, but that still makes Yajirobe a supporter that can stop the combos of powerful characters like Legend Limited Vegeta or even Ultra Final Form Frieza, full power. Similar to Dende, once Yajirobe reaches level 30, and you unlock the stage 2 support ability, it will get seriously powered up. In Yajirobe's case, not only will it let you stop Strike Arts, but it will let you stop 4 charging special move and special arts too. Try and aim for level 30. Lastly, the support Z ability will buff Strike Attack and Strike Defense. That's all for Yajirobe. 2 new supporters will be joining Legends, so you'll be able to pick the best one based on your opponent's party. If there's a Tag Frieza Force, it's Yajirobe's time to shine. and if not, Dende is a good pick. Pay attention to your opponent's party and choose wisely. Moving on though, let's talk about Legend Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We'll start things off with this video.
Not done yet! Gotcha! Let's do it! One more! You're done, baby! Tag out, Grandpa!
Super Saiyan 3 Goku is Element Purple and has a Z ability 3 that buffs allies who are Tag GT, Tag Saiyan, or Tag Song family. This character's biggest feature is a counterattack upon being defeated, but its abilities also bring to mind Goku's awesome speed in the anime with high combo power and vanishing gauge recovery abilities. Starting with the counterattack on defeat, it deals massive damage to the enemy as well as half of that damage to the enemy members on standby. The starter ability even has an effect that boosts the damage inflicted by final counters by 30%, so while this counterattack simply deals damage, it's very powerful. Next, let's discuss Goku's combo power and vanishing gauge recovery abilities. Goku has a charge type unique gauge, and charging it to the max will restore the vanishing gauge, boost your arts card draw speed, and even draw special arts. While the unique gauge is full, Goku's offense and defense will be powered up with buffs to damage inflicted and damage guard, as well as nullification for the damage received element disadvantage and nullification for attribute downgrades. Charge up your ki to restore your vanishing gauge and aim to steal back your turn for offense. Then if you can fill the unique gauge during your combo, you'll have increased draw speed and nullification for attribute downgrades, letting you ignore debuffs like those that might raise your arts costs and land some powerful combos. In addition, performing a vanishing step will boost the charge rate for your unique gauge, making it even easier to fill up by charging ki during a combo when you manage to land one. Let's wrap things up with a few other powerful abilities. First, we have the main ability. You will gain 2 Dragon Balls when you use it, and the enemy's vanishing gauge will be reduced by 100%. It's good when you want to take back your turn for offense and start a combo, but you can also use this main ability to make it easier to land a Rising Rush or other powerful move. Next, the starter ability also has a buff for allies damage inflicted and nullification for wide-range special arts that can activate one time. Being able to nullify the troublesome special arts of characters like Ultra Super Saiyan Goku will allow you to go on the offense in peace. Finally, we have the special arts. Using it will seal enemy strike, special, and special move arts, reduce the cost of all arts by 10, and draw you a card. By sealing your opponent's cards, you'll gain the opportunity to start a combo, and with the increased combo power that comes from reducing the cost of all arts, you can deal big damage to the enemy. Lastly, whenever you're confronted with an enemy, Goku's element disadvantages will be nullified for 3 counts only. If you use this well, you can launch a Rising Rush or even pull off that final counter while your element disadvantages are nullified. Alright, that's it for our intro to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, what did you think? Super Saiyan 3 Goku is pretty cool, with the counterattack after transforming into a Golden Great Ape, but Dende and Yajirobe, the new supporters, each have abilities that recreate something they did in the original series. This is the first time we've gone over the abilities for supporters on this show, so we'd like to emphasize that, while we are considering a variety of effects, if 2 supporters end up with similar effects, we do plan for there to be distinguishing features. As one example, if we release a supporter with recovery abilities like Dende in the future, it might have the same effect, but require a different type of enemy battle member, have stricter conditions but a stronger effect, or even looser conditions and a weaker effect. Our plan is to maintain an overall balance. That means it will be important to collect a variety of supporters, even those with the same kind of effect, so that you can pick one that will be effective against whatever party your opponent might be using. As for future supporter releases, just like we did for the first release, we are considering releasing them in the upcoming summons for new Legend Limited characters. Then, some months after that first release, we plan to start returning them to lineups. Generally, you'll want to get them during that first release. Note that the Legend Step-Up summon that these supporters will first be available from is going to be a little different. On the 4th step, the drop rate for supporters will be doubled. Then, if there's a target supporter you don't have yet, you can exchange for it at the exchange shop with 5 of the summon coins you get as freebies. Actually, we have some additional info about supporters to share with you today. Here it is. We're planning to release alternate supporters that have cool animated effects on top of the normal illustration. We can't show you the designs just yet, but they will have the exact same abilities as regular supporters, but the illustration that appears in places like the supporter's detail screen or during matchmaking will have extra animated effects. Alternate supporters will not be sold in the Chrono Crystal shop. Instead, you have a low chance of getting them from summons. They aren't scheduled for release until later, but we hope you'll look forward to them. As a special one-time gift, any supporters you obtain before the release of alternates will automatically be converted to alternates when the feature is added. So be sure to get them during this opportunity. We introduced it in the last video, but the in-game Chrono Crystal shop that has been closed up until now will finally be opening along with the release of supporters. At this shop, you'll be able to buy summon tickets that guarantee that a supporter will drop, so you'll want to make good use of it to level up your supporters. Lineups at the shop will be automatically updated after a certain amount of time, or you can spend a specific item to manually update them. Various other items are planned to be sold, so be sure to make good use of those too. Next, time for some Zenkai Awakening info. Sparking Nuova Shenron is getting a Zenkai Awakening. The Zenkai ability will target characters who are both Element Yellow and Tag GT. As you would expect from a Shadow Dragon, this character will get new Dragon Ball related abilities. If you have all 7 Dragon Balls when you enter the battlefield, you can draw up to 4 cards if you have 3 or fewer cards in your hand. Plus, when you activate a Rising Rush, you will nullify element disadvantages. You even get a boost to damage inflicted based on the number of Dragon Balls you have, so you can unleash a truly powerful Rising Rush. Moving on, we have info about the World Championship. Session C of the first stage of World Championship 2025-2026 starts next week on September 17th. This is your last chance to advance to the second stage, so we hope you'll give it your all and aim to move on. This is also your last chance to receive the Shallot Sleeves and Participation title. Be sure to take part. Supporters are being released the day after tomorrow, and they can be used in the competition, starting with Session C of the first stage. Battles are sure to be different after the release of supporters, so you'll want to put them to good use as you aim to clear the first stage. And for those of you who have made it to the second stage, exclusive missions are already available to you. Please make use of them to polish up your skills in preparation for the second stage.
Finally, we have info about the web store. The web store opened in May, and we are grateful to all of you who have been using it. As always, you can get better deals on Chrono Crystals than in the app, and there are free items available weekly from the Available Weekly Legends Support Pack. If you've not used it before, there's also a free one-time gift of Chrono Crystals, as well as some especially good first-time deals on Chrono Crystals. Be sure to check it out. Now, we have a promo code for receiving Chrono Crystals again for you today. Here it is.
Today's promo code is Katana. Just follow the direction on this slide to go to the web store, enter the promo code, and receive your gift. It is available as of right now. In order to use the web store, you'll need to set up data transfer settings in-game using the Bandai Namco ID. If you're not sure how, we have a how to use the web store video, so please check it out.
That's all the info we have for you today. See you in the next Legend information. Thank you for watching. Bye!